Hey guys, I'm here, Blackfyre Productions, and I am back with another episode for Cursed City, or Warhammer Quest Cursed City. I have painted up a bunch of zombies, a bunch of skeletons, and other baddies, as well as 4 intrepid heroes that are going to be adventuring into Ulfenkarn. Sorry, not Wolfenkarn, Ulfenkarn. So I am ready to throw down and start off a campaign for your viewing pleasure, and well, for my pleasure of playing, because it looks like an awesome game. The minis have been fantastic to paint, and I can't wait to start throwing dice. So what I'm going to do, what the plan is I'm going to start off a campaign. I'm going to do the hunt scenario, or like they suggest in the quest book, and then I'm just going to walk you through me playing my very first Cursed City scenario slash game slash having fun doing it. It is just going to be me playing it. I have nobody else here with me, so I'll be running all 4 characters that I have on this team, and we'll be going from there. So what I'll do is I'll bring you over, I'll show you the characters that I'm using, and I'll walk through the beginning processes of setting up the campaign and the scenario, and then we'll go into that. And as I play, I'll be going over the rules with you, so that way I don't have to sit down and walk through all the rules beforehand. So that way we can just get into rolling some dice and seeing what these heroes get into, or, well, what gets into them. Anyhow, let's carry on, see what these guys do and who I'm using. And these are the 4 heroes that I will be using in today's scenario. They all start off at 0 experience, have not leveled up whatsoever, because they have not done or adventured yet into Ulfenkarn. So off to the left there I have a Radukar Corpse Eater, then I have a Glario van Alten the third. My leader is Yelson Darok, and then I also have Cleona Zettengale. So Radukar Corpse Eater, let's take a look at his card here. He has a move of 3 and 4. All these guys have a movement of 3/4, so 3 is your walk action, and then 4 is your run action. He has an agility of the D6, and then defense of D8, and vitality of D12. He has Gouger for 1+ for his activation dice, which is 2d8 on his Path to Glory side, and damage is 1 to 3. It's melee type, and then Marrow Smasher, which is the D12, and it's 2 to 4. He does have Tenderizing Blow and Shoulder Barge, which I'll get into. Path to Glory, he has been there, 8 that, so when making an inspiration roll, double the wound values of all hostiles slain during this hero's activation. Super handy. Hopefully he'll inspire quite quickly during the scenarios. Glario van Alten the third. Agility and defense is both a D8. And then vitality is a D6, and then he also has Geist Sever, which is a D12 die, and it's 1 and 3 damage. And then Noblesse, which is 3+. You can only use it once because it has the reload special once per turn because of the reload special rule. It's a dual, so you can use it in melee or range, and it's a D12 and a D6, and it does 2 to 3 damage. And then it has Duelist as a special rule. When I go to use that, I'll explain it. And his Path to Glory is reclaim the city. Each time a weapon action made by this hero slays the last hostile in a hostile group, gain 1 inspiration. My leader, Yelson Darok. Again, 3/4 for his movement. Defense agility is the D8 and D6 for vitality. And then he has Ardent Blade for 1+, D12, and it's melee 2/3 damage. Judgment for 5+ with the reload special rule, so we can only use that weapon action once per turn. It's ranged, and it has 2d8 and does 2d4. And then Firewood Stakes, which is a finisher, cannot be used by using activation dice. And how that happens is each time an attack roll made by this hero is successful, if the target is still visible, this hero can make 1 free Firewood Stakes weapon action against that target, and does 1 damage on a regular hit and 1 damage on a crit. Path Glory for Yelson is Relentless Hunter. Each time a weapon action made by this hero slays a hostile champion, gain 1 inspiration. And then Cleona is D6s for agility and defense, and then D8 for vitality. She has thrice blessed mace, 1+, 1+ for activation die. and then it's melee D12 and 1 and 3, and then Heaven's Bolt Silhouettes 4+, it's ranged D8 and 1-1 damage, and then it also has the power of the Azir. A target that suffers damage from this weapon is also stunned, and then she has Path to Glory, Portents of Doom. At the start of the initiative step, this hero player can choose to discard one or more of this hero's activation dice to have the same score as any discarded destiny die. For each activation dice discarded this way, gain 1 inspiration. So yeah, not bad. Those are the characters that I am using, and we will go through setting up the rest of the first scenario now. Alright, so setting up and getting ready to play. We've already picked our leader, which is the Elson Darok. And he has a leader token. We are doing the hunt journey, so we'll be going on to page 19 of the quest book to go over that eventually. Picked our heroes. I showed you the heroes already that I am using, and then initiative tokens have been assigned to them as well. So we got the Anvil with Thunderbolt for Brutog, the double-headed Scepter with the star, I guess, for Glario Van Alten, and then Yelson is the Comet, and then the Staff of Power for Cleona. And then we go over next to set up the Sky Vessel board, which we already have is just set off to the side over there like so, and then you set up the quest board, which we've also done here like so, and then build the discovery deck, which has also been done and is sitting right there, waiting to be drawn when it needs to be drawn. After that, we're going to flip over and we will place the combat tracker and cards as well, encounter cards. So we've shuffled the encounter cards already. We have not shuffled the initiative cards. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4 for the 4 hostile groups, and then obviously the corresponding hero cards as well, and then the dice that are set off to the side. Up next, we will be doing the board tiles and gateways and everything else once we flip open the quest and figure out what we're going to do. So we're pretty much ready to go from there. So doing the hunt journey first off, so getting ready to play. When you're getting ready to play, prepare the combat map step. The leader rolls the quest die and compares the results to the table below the list, the combat map, and the page, and that will show you what we're playing. So here's a D12 roll. Let's see what we are. We are doing the Forsaken Crypts on page 21. So journey rules. During the hunt journey, each time a hostile champion is slain as a result of a hero weapon's action or unique ability, move the quest token 1 space clockwise on the quest tracker. So that is this blue token right there. And we're trying to get up to 10. The following hostiles are considered champions: Radukar the Wolf, Torgilius the Chamberlain, Gorslav the Gatekeeper, Watch Captain Helgrum, Vargskir, which he actually counts as 2 spaces. When you slay him, you get to move him twice. And then the Virkos Bloodborne, the Korsagi Night Guard, Ulfenwatch Sergeant, Dire Bats, and Blood Rats. Victory conditions: if the journey ends while there's at least 1 hero not out of action, and then 10 or more hostile champions have been slain, the heroes are successful. Any other result is a failure. Consequences: so basically every time you go through one of these scenarios, you basically you will have influence, or fear will either decrease or increase. So in this consequences for this one, if the heroes are successful, they each gain experience, and then gives you the page number 34 for the rulebook. In addition, shrink the influence by 2. So basically that's his influence over the town or the city of Ulfenkarn. And then fear is how he rules them as well. And then after the journey, there are no additional penalties if you fail, and then after the journey, this journey grows fear by 1, and then you have your crisis table as well that you roll on based on if it's a day or during the night. So we are playing the Forsaken Crypts, which is that map there, so I will get it set up next. I should also note that during this quest into Ulfenkarn, so it's the Ulfenkarn in Peril quest, what you're trying to do is eventually slay, I'm assuming slay, Radukar the Wolf. But you can lose by having 5 or more of your heroes dead, or influence card reaches 10, and then or the fear reaches 10 as well. So those are the 3 ways that you can fail. And basically you got to try to decapitate, which is a type of journey that you can take throughout this quest. Decapitate the various captains in that of Radukar, and then eventually the final assault on him himself. Yeah, that's it. So we're hoping that we can get through this. I'm gonna do 1 a week maybe, and we'll see. But again, like I said, we'll do the Forsaken Crypts next. So we have created our map, which is the Forsaken Crypts. I believe is what I rolled, the number 7 on the hunt chart. Either way, we have our drop zone down here. You have your first mysterious object over here, as well as a lich gate, another mysterious object over here, there and there, another lich gate there, and another one over there, and then you have the extraction point over on that side of the board. So I guess we are preparing the combat mat. So draw encounter cards. So the leader draws 1 encounter card for each mysterious object symbol, which there's 4 of them, on the map, and places each card in the first empty space above the combat track. In the order that they are drawn. Each encounter card lists several hostiles you use equal to the highest level hero that you have in your party. First journey, you're level 0, as it mentions, and then you deploy the hostiles. So I will draw those and see what we get. And with everything, I already shuffled it, so let's see what we draw for our hostiles. So we have a 3 Ulfenwatch in the closest mysterious object, followed by 2 more Ulfenwatch in the next, so basically the next closest, followed by so that's not good because you need to kill champions in the hunt, and I've only get 1 champion out of that, which is the captain. 2 Deadwalker zombies, also not getting me any champions, and then another 2 Deadwalker zombies. That sounds like a lot of fun. So I've deployed all my hostiles. So hostile group 1 is over here. That's standard bearer and the sergeant, because you can only have 1 of those in your groups for your scenario, and that is the closest mysterious object. Over here is hostile group number 2, which is just 2 Ulfenwatch, and then number 3 is over here for the Deadwalker zombies, and then number 5 is back there, or sorry, number 4, number 3 and number 4 being back there, which is the second group of 2 Deadwalker zombies. So that is what we're looking at. I am obviously going to be deploying my guys up here. Brutog's going to be at the front, so is Glario, and then Yeltsin and Cleona, like so, and that's where they will be deploying in the drop-off zone. So I guess we'll come back with actually playing the first round, first ever playthrough of Warhammer Quest Cursed City. So you have this handy reference on the back of the rules book that breaks down everything that you're basically going to need. So the turn sequence is as follows. You're going to be going into your journey phase, which has the nightfall step and the quest step, then your destiny phase, your initiative phase, which has your activation rules, initiative step, and gambit step, and then your actual activation phase, and then event phase. So starting off this journey, let's flip to page 22, so we can go over the journey. So again, the journey phase has the nightfall step and quest steps. So in the nightfall step, the leader moves the nightfall token clockwise once. Once this is done, the nightfall step ends, and then if it ever gets to the night symbol, basically all your hostile groups are empowered from there, and then you go to the quest step. The rules for the journey you are on will explain whether anything happens during the step. If nothing is specified, then skip the step. So nothing happens. So I guess we just move this one step, like so, for the Nightfall step. Up next, we do have the Destiny phase. So in the Destiny phase, the leader must make a Destiny roll. Do so, you roll all the Destiny dice, which are the black D6s. So you have 5 of them in total. And then basically, if you have any pairs, they are discarded and they go into this dark section, and then any singles go into that. So we'll do that next. So here we are with the Destiny roll. Let's see what I get. That's actually good. I get to keep all of them because there's no doubles or duplicates in there. So we have a 1, 4, a 2, a 3, and then a 6. So somebody's going to be doing something really well. After that, we go into the initiative phase. So the first part of the initiative phase is the activation roll step, which is where you get to roll your activation dice, the white D6s, to see what your heroes can do throughout their activations later in the turn. So you get to roll 1 activation die for each blank square here. So if there's a wound marker on these squares, then you do not get to roll it. So let's roll Brutog first. So he has a 2, 2 4s, and a 6. Glario's up next, his 4 dice. Let's see what we get. 2 6s and 2 2s. He's ready to be doing some slicing and dicing and getting into position for some killing. Yelson is next. I've been watching listening to the audiobook on Audible for this, and it's been fantastic. I think I'm a few hours into it, and I'm absolutely loving it. Hasn't introduced all the characters yet, but there's definitely a few. I've been doing it as I've been painting, so it's been great. So Yelson's, he gets a 2, a 1, and then 2 5s, so he's doing all right. He can do his judgment shot in there, and some other fun stuff running around the board. And then we have Cleona as well, so her 4 dice. Grab those, and let's see what she gets. She is ready for some murdering with 5s all across the board. Oh my goodness, that's quite the roll. So these guys are all set up and ready to go. I guess up next in the initiative phase is the initiative step. So what you do there is you basically have all these cards that are shuffled, and you flip 1 over in each space. So we'll shuffle these up, and then we'll go from there. And here we go after shuffling those. Let's see what we get. So we have hostile group number 3, which is the dead zombie walkers activating first. And then after that we have Glario. We have hostile group number 1 is going 3rd. And then up next we have, that would be Cleona going in the 4th spot, and then Brutog in the 5th. I was hoping for a few more of these guys to come up the board, maybe. And then hostile group number 2, which is the second 2-person unit of the Ulfenkarn. And then we got another Dead Walker zombie in number 7, and a Elson and Derok in number 8. So that is what it's looking like for the activations. So in the gambit step of the initiative phase, you can spend your activation dice, but not your destiny dice, to see if you can gambit. And what happens is you can spend one of these. So I'll do it with Glario, because I don't want him going second. I want him to go later in the activation. And then what you do is you roll his agility, or the character's agility. So in this case, he has agility of D8. On a failure, the card stays where it is, and then in the position of the combat track. On a success, you switch the card with the closest hostile group initiative card to the left or the right player's choice on the combat track. And if it's critical, you can switch it anywhere on the hostile group track. But yeah, so let's see what we get. It is a critical, so Glario is technically here, and I want him to go, where do I want him to go? I'm going to go down here. So I want to get most of these guys moving before my killers start killing. At least that's my train of thought. So I'm going to put number 4 on 2 and Glario onto number 7 because he did roll the critical success. So 1 pip is a regular success, 2 pips is your critical success. So he will be going later in the round. So during the activation phase, your heroes and your hostile groups get to activate and do various actions. But for the heroes themselves, there's some basic actions that they can do. They can do like your move for a 1+, which is moving the first of the 2 move stats. So everybody on the board here is 3. Or they can run with a 3+ activation die, or Destiny die. They can recuperate. So and I should say, when you move adjacent to an enemy hostile, you have to stop as well. You can't continue to move past unless there's a rule that does so. And hostile is basically, if there's a hostile here, it's any square that is directly adjacent to it, and even if the corners are touching, it's still adjacent. So that's when you would have to stop, is when you become adjacent to an enemy. It's just like these guys are deployed adjacent to the mysterious objects, so that's why standard's there, and that's why those guys are up there as well. You have a recuperate action on a 1+ that your heroes can do, which is basically make a vitality roll, and then if it's success, you remove 1 wound counter, and if it is critical, you remove a grievous wound. You have a search 4+, which you have to be adjacent to a mysterious object, and then you can draw. And you can't have any hostiles adjacent to the hero as well. Draw the top card from the discovery deck, which is sitting over there across the board, and then you basically go through it. So they can have everything from traps, treasure, crisis cards, and realm stone cards, which you can use to buy upgrades and stuff later on. But we'll go through that as needed. Alright, so each of these cards for the hostiles, because the first activation in the activation phase is actually Hostile Group 3, which is 2 Deadwalker zombies, which is these 2 here. So what you do is you do a behavior roll, which you can find on the table here. Again, you have 2 sides. You have the red one, just flipping it over there, which is the empowered side for when you get to Nightfall. And then you have the other side, which is the non-empowered. I can't remember the actual name for it, but that is okay. So what you do is you roll a d12 and you check on the chart to see what it is. So an 8. An 8 for these guys is a charge. So what a charge is 2 move actions followed by an attack action. And so the entire unit or hostile group gets to do that. So these guys move 2 squares before they can attack. So these guys get to move 4 squares in total, and they're going to be taking the most direct path towards the heroes, which are over here, still in the drop-off zone. So it's 4 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and because they're small, you can have 2 hostile group members in the same square, like so. If they were large, you can only have 1 or 1 mysterious object or 1 hero in a square. And so yeah, so that's that hostile group. Up next is hostile group number 4, which is the Deadwalker zombies. So we'll roll on that chart, and they're the ones that are all the way back there, and we'll see what happens to them. So they are doing 12. They rolled a 12 on their behavior roll, which is impaling Cursed Briar. So each acting hostile makes an advance action. If a hero suffers damage from the advance action's weapon category action, they are trapped. So they get to make the advance action, which is just 1 move action followed by a weapon action. So yeah, they're not going to be doing much of anything. So they're going to come through, because these doorways are technically connected. They're each tile is connected via this doorway. Let me see if I can find a singular one here. This tile here is connected through this 1 square, but because the doorway is connecting the 2, they both can be seen through as well as walk through. So they're going to go 1 and then 2, like so, and then that will be the Dead Walkers zombies group number 4. So I guess hostile group number 1 is next. Hostile group number 1 is the Ulfenwatch with the Sergeant and the Standard, so let's see what happens there. They are rolling 7, which is also a charge, so they move 3 squares, so they're going to be moving 6 in the most direct path, and then get a attack action afterwards. So let's see where this guy goes. So he gets to move 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's go 6, and then he's going to, because they're joined, he's going to be able to attack. Let's do Brutog. So his attack weapon is a rusted weapons. It has 2d6 and damages 1 to 2, so we'll get that going next. So here we go, rolling the 2d6 from the banner bearer. What happens though is, because he is a banner bearer, he gets to re-roll any failed attack rolls. So here we go with that. So I get to re-roll that one. So that is a crit, which will be doing 2 damage into Brutog. So Brutog now gets to make a defense roll. His defense roll is a d8. If he makes a success, he reduces the damage by 1 to a minimum of 0. And then if he crits, it gets reduced down by 3. So let's see what he reduces that damage from. So he reduces damage by 3. He takes no damage from that roll or attack from the banner bearer. So we'll move the sergeant next. And so he's going to do the exact same thing. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I guess 6. He's going to trap this guy in there, like so. Sorry, I did that wrong. He actually can't move on the angle. He has to come through there, which puts him back here, which means that the other guy won't be able to attack. But I do get to do my attack roll again, going into Brutog, and they both are successful with a crit as well over there. So let's see if Brutog can defend himself from that. He does not, so he's going to be taking 2 points of damage, so we'll go over damage next. Okay, so Brutog is going to be suffering 2 damage. So what you do is you first off place a damage token on one of the activation squares, so we'll be getting rid of that die there. That die is discarded, so he's now suffered 1 damage because there was no other wounds on his activation card, and then when he suffers a 2nd damage, that upgrades that grievous wound instead of discarding another one, or to a grievous wound instead of discarding another die like that. So he is down 1 activation die, but that's okay. Brutog will hopefully be able to shrug it off with his vitality and recuperate when he activates. Lastly, this skeleton is, or Ulfenwatch, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 5, and then I might as well move him here 6 to get as close as possible to the heroes, which are sitting down there like so. 4th activation for this round is Cleona Zettengale. She is able to see into the space over here, so she's going to be doing some shooting, I think. So seeing as how the target is in a tile space that is touching a gateway on the board tile that Cleona is on, she's able to target. She's going to shoot, spending her Heaven's Bolt silhouettes. She's going to spend a 5 on that to target the sergeant over there like so. It is a D8, so let's see what happens there. So it is a crit, so it is 1 damage, and then also the enemy is stunned as well. So, and Cleona's going to do that again, doing another Heaven Bolt silhouette into the sergeant of the Ulfenwatch. Let's see if I can do anything. So it is another hit. They don't get any defense rolls like the heroes do, so it's another point of damage. They're also stunned. He's also stunned, so when you're stunned, normally if you get to your activation again, you don't get to do whatever the rest of your group's behavior roll would dictate. But if you are stunned again, which he would be because he's taking damage from this, then he would suffer an additional point of damage. So this, technically, that sergeant is now sitting at 3 damage, and because he is the officer, instead of having 2 wounds, he has 3. So that is that guy gone from the match. Well, for right now, I should say. He could come back later, but I'll put it up there because she did kill it. She will get an inspiration roll at the end of her activation, but she still does have a couple more activations to do. So what she's going to try to do now is to spend another die and do the exact same thing into that standard banner bearer. So it is a failure, and she might as well just use that last one again and try it. So let's see what happens there. And nothing. So she is out of dice, but that is still good. So we'll do the inspiration roll next. Okay, so inspiration roll, what happens is you total the number of wounds of models that the hero has killed. So in her case, she's killed the officer, the Ulfenwatch officer. So he has 3 ruins, not wounds, not runes. And so you roll the destiny dice, or quest dice, sorry, and if you roll equal to or below that number of wounds, you get an inspiration point, which you can use later on. So she rolls a 10, so she does not gain an inspiration point, and then this guy will just come back over here, going with his activation card. So up next we have Brutog. So Brutog is going to be going and doing some swinging at some skellies. Starting off here, Brutog is going to do a Gut Gouger using the 1 off the Destiny die. You can only use 2 Destiny dice per character unless it's the last character activating. And this round, that would be Jelson. So he's going to spend the 1 die for Gut Gouger, which is 2d8. Its damage is 1 or 3. So you take the best out of these 2 rolls. So let's see what he gets. So he rolls a success and a critical success. So you take the highest roll of the 2 dice. You don't total them up. So in this case, he does 3 damage to the banner. So that takes him out. He's then going to... I think he's going to do a move action with the... 2 out of the destiny pool. So basically just come straight up here like so, and then he's going to use his 4 for the Marrow Masher, which is a 4+. Yeah, let me see what happens there. So that's a crit, so that does 4 damage, and that will also take out that Ulfenwatch as well. Up next, Brutog's going to spend 1, the 4 die there, to do a recuperate action, which is a vitality roll. So you take your vitality die. On a success, you downgrade 1 grievous wound to a regular wound, or if it's a regular wound, get rid of that. If it's a critical success, you can get rid of grievous wound. So let's see what we get. We get 1. So we're going to downgrade his grievous wound to a regular wound. And I'm just debating if I want to do that again. Yeah, so it's decided I'm just going to do another recuperation roll, see if I can get rid of that wound, which I do. I kind of wish that was the first one. So that grievous wound is gone. He did take out 4 wounds of models during his activation, or kill 4 wounds of models. So his path to glory is when making an inspiration roll, double the number of wounds value of all hostiles slain during this hero's activation. So he has slayed 4 wounds total, so doubles to 8, and I got a roll underneath. So I roll a 4, so that means he does gain an inspiration point. Like I said, inspiration points can be used for multiple different things. So as soon as you gain 3, you can spend them to immediately go over to your inspired side. During your activation, you can spend 3 to do a 4+ search action when you're not even adjacent to a mysterious object. You can spend 2 to attempt a gambit without spending activation dice, or 1 to reroll any die. So that's what you can do with those, but he's not doing anything else. So I guess we'll go over to group activation, or hostile group 2 for their activation. And also I should say, before we get rid of or activate group 2, we've killed off this group, so this gets discarded now, this encounter card. If I can pick it up, that would be great. And then, which I'll just put up there, and then we get to draw another one face down. That we'll find out what it is next turn. So we'll do group 2 next. Here we go, behavior roll for group 2. It is a 5, which is a charge action. So they get 2 move actions, and then they will be charging. So that is those guys there, and they're just going to do a straight path down to a Brutog over here like so. And the first one moves there, and he's going to make his rusted weapons attack into Brutog. It's 2d6. He does not get to reroll because there is no banner bear in range, so nothing. And then the next one also gets to do the exact same thing if he doesn't stick to the tile. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and is just going to go right beside this guy as well. Right there like so. Let's see what he gets. He gets nothing as well, so Brutog sort of skins by or scrapes by the I guess the grit of the undead in teeth that he has in him. I don't know. Also forgot to mention it, I did score a victory point or a point there because I did kill off the officer over there. So Galerio's next, and let's see what he's going to do. I think he's going to be moving over here and trying to get some killing in. Galerio is going to be spending a 6 off of his card to do Duelist. It's a unique ability, so the activation, this activation action can only be made once per turn. Hero makes 1 free weapon action and 1 free move or run action in any order. If the free weapon action is Geist Sever, 1+ action, the attack roll is a success, treated as being a critical is success. He's going to take his move action first, so it goes 1, 2, and because he is adjacent now to the Ulfin Watch over there, he gets his 1 free weapon action, which will be the Noblesse action. Here we go with the roll to see what happens to the first one. It is a hit, which does 2 damage, which just kills off that Ulfin Watch right there. They only have 2 wounds apiece. Up next, I guess he will do a Geist Sever attack for D12. Let's see what he gets. And that's a 1, so it's only 1 point of damage. Yeah, I might as well just do the Geist Sever again. Yeah, Geist Sever again. Let's see if I can do another point of damage. And I can, so that's 2 points of damage. That kills off 2 Ulfin Watch as well. Down there, I need to get through these guys so that way I can get some other champions and such on the board. I don't think he's going to do anything else yet. I don't think so. No. So because Galerio did kill off 2 models, they both have 2 wounds apiece, he gets to see if he gets an inspiration point. So it needs a 4 or below, he rolls a 1, so he definitely does gain an inspiration point from that. And his Path to Glory ability, reclaim the city each time a weapon action made by this hero slays the last hostile in a hostile group, gain 1 inspiration. So instead of having 1 inspiration, he gains 2 inspiration. Once he gets a 3rd, he will inspire. Last activation for this round is Yelson Derek. He is going to be taking some move actions. So he will take a move action using the 1 off of his board. And I have 3 Destiny dice that I can use, so he can use all of them. So he's going to move 3 spaces. So 1, 2, because you can move through your own guys here. And then 3 over here like so. I think I might try to kill some people. Up next, using this 2, he's also going to now move closer to these guys. He has to stop as soon as he becomes adjacent. So actually what I might do is I might come here and then move over there because you can move corner to corner. They are considered adjacent, and then he'll be stuck there just to get an extra little bit of movement out of him. He's going to then use the 3 that's over here, I guess, off the Destiny pool. And he is going to make a Ardent Blade strike into one of the Dead Walker zombies over there. So here we go. Let's see what happens. It is a failure, so it doesn't do anything. Boo. Gonna try it again using a 5 off of his activation dice. So Ardent Blade, let's see what happens. That's a success. Does 2 damage. The Dead Walker zombies are 3 wounds apiece, so it's just attacking that one there. And then, but because I do have my unique ability Ruthless, I get to make a Firewood Stake action into the Deadwalker zombie that I just attacked. So it's a d6. It is nothing. So he's not doing so hot right yet. I guess, yeah, it's going to be another Ardent Blade. Let's see what happens there. Come on, get him! He does, doing 2 more damage, so that is that Deadwalker zombie dead. And then I cannot make a Firewood Stake because he's no longer there, or it's no longer there. I do have a 4 and a 6 over here on the Destiny dice. So what I might do is I might make a judgment roll using that 6, which is a d12. 2 a d8 into that zombie over there. So let's see what happens. Nothing whatsoever. So he's going to use that 4 to do the Ardent Blade and try to kill off that zombie there. Getting a crit, which does 3 damage and does take it out as well. So that is another group gone. And that was group number 3. So they are back there like so, and then he gets to check to see if he inspires at the end of his activation. I needed a 6 or less, and he rolls a 7, so no dice on getting an inspiration point. And there's no champion there, so I don't even get my Path to Glory inspiration point either. Now, after all the activations have happened, I now go into the event phase. So you roll a d12 on the event table, and you see what happens. So let's see what I get. So that is an 8, which is our time grows short. Move the Nightfall token clockwise 1 space. So it's happening. It's happening. It's getting closer tonight. I don't like it. Don't like it. I was hoping for something good. But I guess compared to other things, that isn't bad. We also replenished the 2 hostile group cards over there, like so. We'll see where they come in next round. So starting round 2, we go into the journey phase, the Nightfall step, which moves that another marker up to the 3rd spot. That's done. We go into the destiny phase, which then we roll for the destiny. Let's see what we get. Not a bad roll. The 2s do go away, and then I get the 3, 4, and 5 that I can use later on. So yeah, that's not a terrible thing. I might be able to even do something with Cleona to get her some inspiration. That's the hope, at least. Initiative phase now. We're going to be rolling for our activation rolls. It's the first step of the initiative phase, and so we're going to start off with Brutog. Let's see what he gets. He's getting 2, 5, 4, and 6, so he is loving it. Gonna be definitely chomping up some zombies or other undead creatures here. We have Glario. Let's see what he gets. Not too hot, 4 being the highest, and 2 2s and a 1. We'll do Yelson next. Yelson again isn't anything too spectacular with a 4 highest. Oh, that's not good. And then Cleona will be last. Let's see what she gets. Ew, all 1s and 2s. Ew. Well, that 2 I think is going to be going away at the next step, which is the initiative step, because I have her Path to Glory special rule. So at the start of the Path of Glory initiative step, this hero can choose to discard 1 or more of its activation dice that have the same score as any discarded destiny die for each activation dice discarded. Gain 1 inspiration. So I'll get rid of that and give her an inspiration token. Now going on to the actual rest of the initiative step. Let's see who we get. So we get group number 2 is going first, followed by hostile group 1. Then that is Cleona. She's pretty far back. So, and then we have Yelson, followed by, that is Glario. Come on. And then we got Brutog, and then hostile group 3, and hostile group 4. I'm not too concerned about these ones. I was hoping that guy would go first, or a little bit earlier, so we can get these out of the way, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I think the next is Gambit step, and I think I'm okay. I'm just gonna leave it as is when we go into the activation phase. Beginning the activation phase, we have hostile group number 2, which is face down. When they come in, they're going to be coming through a lich gate. The one that is during the hunts, and scavenge, I think it is. It's the one that's furthest from your furthest from the heroes. So this one is only like 4 squares from one of these guys. This is 6. This one over here. So it's gonna be that one all the way over there. And we drew 2 Ulfen Watch. So we'll do the sergeant and the standard, and then we'll go from there. So he advances once he deploys, so he gets to move and then make an attack, but there's nobody attacking or within range, so he's just going to go 1, 2, 3, which is his movement, and then the standard, or the banner bearer, will do the exact same thing. So we'll deploy there and just go 1, 2, 3, and just end right there like so. Hostile group 1 is activating next, so let's see what that is, and it is Virkos Bloodborne, so it is coming in hot. So let's see what they do. So the Bloodborne is going to be coming in over here. He has a movement of 5, and because they advance when they come in, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, just coming right there like so. And he has no ranged attacks or anything, so he's just going to be hanging out right there, I guess, until somebody else does something. Cleona is next. She has 3 1s for her activations, and she was over here, so she's just going to do a couple of moves to see where that gets her. I know I'm going to need 2 at least. So she moves 3, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can see into that now, so I'm gonna not be able to do anything I say. Yeah, maybe I don't want to do that. Let me rethink that. You know what, on second thought, I'm gonna go back to here. Well, it's, I guess it would be here technically is how I went, and then I'm gonna go 1, 2, and then I'm gonna spend my third one to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to do a search action using this 4 to search that mysterious object. So drawing from the Discovery deck, let's see what I get. Discovery Treasure Potion of Coagulated Vitality. Here with this treasure card, can use it at any time during their activation. When this treasure card is used, roll a D12 for each wound or grievous wound counter on this hero's character's card. On a successful roll, remove the wound or grievous wound counter from this hero's card. This card can, then discard this card. So she has 1 carried item. I will keep that with her. And that is her done, which then I guess goes over to Yeltsin next. Yeltsin's next, and he's going to spend his first action using one of his 1s to move. So it's 1, 2, just because they're kitty corner. And then he's going to be striking into that Virkos. Virkos Bloodborne. Oh, 6 wounds though, so let's see what he can do. I'm going to start by spending the 5 off of the Destiny dice. It gives me the Judgment weapon action, which is 2d8s. Let's see what I get. It is a success, so that is a 2, but they have Shadowfast. Each time this hostile suffers damage from the leader, the leader must roll a dice. Roll the quest dice. If the result is 9+, it is ignored. So let's see if that damage is ignored. It's not. So he takes 2 damage on the Virkos Bloodborne, and then I get to make my D6 Firewood Stakes because it was successful. That's another point of damage. Let's see if he ignores that on a 9+. He does ignore that. Boo! I guess it's time for some Ardent Blades. Starting with the first one, let's see what happens. That's a crit, which is 3 damage. 9+ is ignored. It's ignored. Oh, he'll do it again with 3+. Another crit, and it's not ignored. So he has a total of 5 damage on him now. And the last roll from Yeltsin. Let's see if he gets it. It is a 1, which does 2 damage. Oh, I've been forgetting to do the stakes. Firewood Stakes. So let me see. I have the first one onto him. would have been a hit, and that would kill him. Sorry, wrong die. Hold on. Yeah, that would have killed him, so he would be dead, and I'd still have my last Ardent Blade ability left. So that would be a dead Virkos, and I do gain an inspiration for slaying a hostile champion with Yeltsin. Now, using that last Ardent Blade, I guess we'll go into the Sergeant of the or sorry, I guess into the zombie there. So let's see what happens there. Nothing. So that's okay. And that is Yeltsin done. Galerio's up next. He's going to spend his 1 point here. And he's going to take a move action. So it's 1, 2, 3. Then he'll spend his 2. Yeah, 2 to get in there. So 1, 2. And now he's going to try to finish off those zombies. So he'll start with a Geist Sever with a 2, D12. Let's see what happens there. That is a critical. That's 3 damage, and that does kill 1. And then he'll use his 4, I guess, to do it again. He'll just use the Noblesse, actually. Noblesse, it's 3+. And then see if he can kill off these guys. So that's a nothing whatsoever. So he'll use this as well to try to get rid of that zombie using the Geist Sever. That is 1, which is only 1 point of damage. So yeah, they'll take 1 out of their 3 that they have. I forgot to roll for Jelsin's inspiration as well, so I need that. And let's see if he gets anything. He does not with a roll of a 12. Galerio did dice through a zombie, so he also has to roll for inspiration. 3+, that is definitely cocked. 3+, let's see what happens, or 3 below, I should say. He rolls a 6, so he does not get any inspiration because he would have inspired right off the bat. So that's okay, but that zombie does have, that Deadwalker zombie does have 1 damage on it out of its 3. So after Galerio, it goes over to Brutog next, who's going to start running up the board and having some fun. And Brutog is next, so we're going to start off with a move action using his 2, so that's 1, 2, 3. And I'll do another move action with Brutog over here because he has a 4, so that's 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'll go there. And then I will... what do I want to do? I'm going to use my 5 to do my shoulder barge, I think. This action can be made only once per turn. The hero makes a free run action and can move adjacent to hostiles without ending the action. For that action, they can move through hostiles, but must end the action in an empty space. Then pick 1 hostile that was moved through and roll a d12. If that roll is successful, its hostile is stunned. So he's going to do that. So he's going to do a run. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. I know I can do more, but he's going to end over there, and I'm going to try to stun that guy. Let's see what happens. He is not stunned. Not stunned at all. Then I'm using my last 6 here for a tenderizing blow. This action can only be made once per turn. The hero makes a free Marrow Masher weapon action. Reroll failed attack rolls for that action. That weapon action has damage value 3/5. So Marrow Masher is a d12. Going into the officer over there, so let's see what happens. So that's a crit, so that is 5 damage, which should take that out as well. So I got to roll to see if he gains an inspiration point, so 6 or below. Does not with a 12, but I do also gain another step on that. And I'll put that on the card as well. So, like so. Hostile Group 3 is next, and what is it going to be? It's going to be a Kosargi Night Guard. So it's going to be this guy over here. That's that. And he will be coming in from the furthest Lich Gate away, which I think is this one over here. But I'll double check. Yeah, definitely going to be that one. And he will go there, then make his advanced action. Which, it's only 3, so he's going to come up here, like so. And be threatening that center group of characters. And he is a beast. Group 4 is next, which is the Deadwalker zombies. They do have a rule where if they're at a third or less of their models, they will make a melee attack then run away, but they're not, because this was only a group of hostile group number of 2, like it had 2 members in it. So that zombie, let's see what it does. 7, which is probably just going to be a charge, is going to be my guess. Yeah, it's a charge. So he doesn't need to move anywhere because he's already in range of 3 people. So he is going to make his attack, which is a D8. And I'll put it up against Brutog. Why not? And it does nothing. So rolling for the event phase now. We get a 7. I think we got that last time. Our time grows short, which is the time the night descends that much more rapid, which is not a good thing because we are nowhere near getting 10 points yet to bust down this door and get out of there. So not a good thing. Currently sitting at 3 victory points. We move this night marker another time due to the journey phase, and then we go into the destiny phase, which we roll our 5 destiny dice and see what we get for a destiny pool. The 1s and 5s both go away, leaves us with a 2. Let's see if maybe I can get something out of those 1s with Cleona. Activation dice now, Brutog, let's see what he gets. Ooh, he's loving it. A couple of 6s there, as well as a 2 and a 3. That's not a terrible roll at all. We have then Galerio. Let's see what he gets. He gets a same thing, 2 6s, a 2 and a 3 as well. So he's going to have some fun slicing and dicing. And while Brutog, he's just going to eat whatever he gets his hands on. Let's see what Yeltsin does for himself. 1, 2 2s, and a 4. So he's meh. That's about all I gotta say. And then we have Cleona. Cleona gets 2, a 4, and 2 5s. So she's gonna be able to have some fun with that as well. Initiative step time. Let's see who is activating and when. So we have number 2, which is the zombies going first, followed by that is Glario, and then we have Cleona. Hostile group 3, which is the Kosargi. I hopefully can take him out beforehand. And then we have Yeltsin, followed by Brutog, and then we got number 4, and then number 1 is in number. So starting here with the zombie, the Deadwalker zombie, he's going to do something, I just don't know what. So let's see what it is. It's a charge. Doesn't need to move anywhere, so he's just going to make his attack. He'll go up against Brutog and does nothing. So thankfully, no damage onto Brutog, and that is its go. Now it's going to be Glario. Glario? Yeah. Glario's going to be next. He's going to spend a 2 to use Geist Sever on the Deadwalker zombie over there. That's a D12. He gets a 1, which does 1 point of damage. Oh no, it is not enough to kill him. Not enough to kill him whatsoever. I guess he'll just do the 2 off of the Destiny board to do it as well. To do another Geist Sever. And that is definitely enough to kill him there. So I will get an inspiration point from that, because that is the last hostile in that group, which he'll automatically spend his 3 inspiration to inspire and flip over. So we'll keep the 3 and 2 6s, and he'll inspire. Up next, after inspiring, which is agility, and his vitality gets better, and he also gets a new ability over here, and damages increase. He's going to make a duelist action with his 6, which will give him a free mover run action, and then he gets a free weapon action as well. So he's going to take a move or run over here, right in there, just so that way he can do a... let's do a Noblesse. Noblesse, it's a D12 and D8 now. Yeah, Noblesse. Here we go. It's a success, so that's 3 damage, because both the success and crits are 3. The the Kosargi Night Guard rolls a d12 then. On 10 plus, he reduces the damage by 2. So he does not reduce the damage, and he'll take 3 points of damage from that Strahd. And up next, I'm going to do another, let's do Noblesse. 3 plus, because Fast Shot now allows me to do it twice per turn. So it is a red and blue die. Let's see what I get. It's both going to be a success. On a 10 plus, he ignores it or reduces it by 2. He does not. So he takes another 3 damage. So that's 6 so far done to him. Out of 10. Let's see what else I can do. And lastly, but not least, I'm spending the last activation die on Glario, and I will make it into the Geist Sever attack. Where's the other d8? Here we go. So it's 2d8. Damage is 2-3. I'm hoping for a crit. That's what I'm hoping for, and I get it. That will do 3 damage if he doesn't roll a 10 or higher. So let's see what happens there. He rolls a 9, so that is going to be 3, 6, 9 damage on him. Still is not enough to kill him yet. Keyword. Up next is Cleona. Let's see what she gets doing. She's going to be doing a couple of move actions to get up the board. Cleona, she's going to spend her 2 to take a move action, which is just going to go 1, 2, 3, and then she's going to spend her 4 to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then her 5 to go 1, 2, and then we're going to do a Hail Mary shot and see if she can deal the 1 wound to the Kosagi. So she spent the 4 for a run and 5 for a run, because I have no destiny dice over there. Who knew? That 5 is going to be spent on a, let's go Thrice Blessed Mace. So it's a d12 and better chances with that. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Oh, that's not good. So that is her go. That leaves it up to group number 3, which is the Kosargi Night Guard. Here we go for the behavior roll for the Kosargi Night Guard. It is a 3, which is just an advance, so he's just going to stand right there and attack into Golario. It is 2d8. Let's see what I get, or what he gets. It is only success, which is 3 damage. Golario is going to try to defend and hope for a crit. He takes one of those 2 damages off, and so he has a grievous wound in his 1 spot there. Up next, Jelson. Jelson's going to spend his first die to move. Can't get to him that way, so he's going to come this way. 1, 2, 3... Oh, 3, sorry. And then he's going to spend another 2 to move again. So 1, that should be there. So 2, 3, and then last but not least, he has another 2, another Hail Mary shot. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I couldn't go beyond there. And then I'm going to use his last 4 here. And he is going to try to do a Ardent Blade into the Kosargi Night Guard. Here we go! Wah, wah, wah. Nothing. Nobody can take this guy down. Nobody at all. Brutog's next. Brutog is going to get some work done. He has a couple of 6s here, so he's going to have some fun. Maybe he'll shoulder barge and go through. I don't know. We're going to look and see. Okay, so with Brutog, he's going to spend a 6 to do a shoulder barge, so he's going to make a run action. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I got to roll a red dice. On a success, the skeleton is stunned, so the banner bearer is stunned right here. So we'll lay him sideways, and then he's going to spend his 2 and his 3, I think, both to make a move action. So go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll come here like so with his second move action, and he'll spend his last 6 that he had, and he's going to make a tenderizing blow, which is just a marrow masher, d12, and he gets to reroll fails, so that's good, right? Reroll that fail, and that's a hit. and the damage is 3/5, so it's automatically going to kill him, and he's going to eat him, and he's going to automatically gain an inspiration from that, jumping up to 2 as well. No sense in rolling because the double the wounds is 20, so it's guaranteed inspiration point from killing that guy. And we get to move the token another mark as well, like so. Up next is the Ulfenwatch, who I put Ulfenwatch there, and it should have been zombies. Oh, that's terrible of me. That's terrible. All right, so I'll push that back because that was the wrong one. So I'm technically still at 3, and I'll actually put zombies out like I'm supposed to, not Ulfenwatch. Terrible. Terrible. Yeah, so anyhow, the one zombie is stunned, so he just stands up on his activation, and then we will see who this is in spot number 1. They are some corpse rats. Let's see where the corpse rats come in. And so the rats are coming in. They are size large. So first one will come in here, 1, 2, 3, making his advance, and the rest will just sort of come up as well. So 1, 2, 3, and then on the other side over there as well. Actually, it's quicker to go this way and up into Cleona than the long way over here and across. Also, as a note, I did make a mistake, and I was right. It is the Ulfenwatch that's still there, not the zombie, because I killed off both zombies. So there's another card there that will be coming up next turn to see what that is. So that is all of the activations for this turn. So we'll go to see what happens in the event phase. Let's roll for that now and double check the book. It's a 4. So the will of the master, the hostile group with the model furthest from the hero makes a move action. If they're equal distance, then the leader picks one and makes a move action. If there's no hostile groups, then nothing happens. So this hostile group here is going to make a move action. And the rats go marching on and are there now. So we'll come back with next turn. And in the journey phase, that moves forward, and then we roll the destiny. See what we get. All those 6s are gone. That is not nice at all. Those 6s are going into that stack of discarded destiny dice. That's sad. Sad day. Makes it that much harder for us as well. Let's roll some activation dice. Here we go for Brutog. 3, a 2, a 3, and a 5. Not terrible. Not the best though either. Galerio. So 1, 4, 4, and I rolled too many. I'll re-roll those 3 because he has a grievous wound on him. All right, so 2, 5, and a 4, and then we'll do Yeltsin, Darok. Ah, he is ready. That's a cock die. 2, 3, and a 5, and a 6. That will get him somewhere. Get him doing some stuff. I need to kill some people. Need to get some victory points here. And hopefully something good comes out of it. And then Cleona. Cleona's ready to rock. She's going to club some rats into next week. They are messing with the wrong lady. Initiative step time. Let's see who activates and when. We have, that is Glario. Then we have Yeltsin. And then, oh, that would be there. Group 1, which is Corpse Rats, would be next. Then Group 3 after that. Then we have Group 4. And then Group 1. And that will leave Cleona and then Brutog last. Interesting. I kind of want Cleona to go ahead of everybody else, but the chance of her rolling high on agility is not good. We'll see. Glario's up first. He's gonna make a duelist. Duelist? Do I want to do a duelist? No, I don't want to do a duelist. I want to do a noblesse. I'll be using the 4 there to do a noblesse strike. So it's a D12, D8 going into the corpse rat leader, which is the blood rat. So here we go. Let's see what he gets. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. I guess then it's gonna be a... I don't know, man. It's gonna be a duelist now using my 5. I'll move on down here. Right there. I will make a noblesse strike. Yeah, no beliefs. Here we go. That's a 3 damage into the Blood Rat. Not enough to kill it, but then he's going to spend his last one for Geist Sever, which is 2d8. And then hopefully I can get rid of that Blood Rat. That's a crit. That is enough to take it out. He can't inspire. Well, I guess he can inspire, so... Or can't inspire any further, but he can gain another inspiration point. So he'll gain 1 from killing that Blood Rat, and we'll also move the objective marker. We're halfway there. Halfway there. We're making it. We're making it. Yels is up next. He's going to take a move action. Actually, yeah, move action. Let me see. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's going to do 2 move actions to come on down and party over here, right like so, and then he's going to do a... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that, but that's okay. He'll do a Ardent Blade, which is D12, going into that first Blood Rat there. Let's see what I get. Cocked. Let's try that again. Nothing. And then he'll spend his last die to go into that next Blood Rat. The same Blood Rat, I should say. 2 damage. They do have 3 damage apiece, though. But I do get to make my Firewood Stakes roll, which is nothing. Nothing! So that's 2 damage onto the Blood Rat right there. Hostile Group 1 is up next, and that is the Corpse Rats. Let's see what they do. They roll a 1, which is Sewer Swarm. Remove all wound counters from all acting hostiles. Then each acting hostile makes an advance action. So those wound counters are gone. That sucks. And then they're going to be attacking into Yelson as well. So first one, nothing. And then the second rat into Yelson, 1. And then Yelson will need to make a defense roll. He blocks the damage and takes him down, so that's good. Hostile Group 3, let's see what that is. Hopefully something fun. Brutog wants to eat. It's Gorslav, the Gatekeeper. Oh, he is such a cool model. Probably one of my favorites from the box set. So we'll see where he comes. Gorslav, the Gravekeeper, moves into the board and is going to be deployed there and then makes his advance. So it's 1, 2, 3, like so. Gonna be scary. Gonna be scary. I don't even know what he does, but it still scares me. Up next, Hostile Group 4, which is the Ulfenwatch. Let's see what that skeleton does. It's a 4, so that would be a charge action. So 2 advances, which he doesn't need to do that. 2 advances, the closest target is over here. And then he's gonna strike into Cleona, 2d6, re-rolling failed attack dice. That's definitely cocked and a blank. Alright, then re-roll those. So nothing into Cleona. Nothing whatsoever. She is saved by fate. Hostile Group 2. Let's see what it is. And it is Watch Captain Helgrum. Another cool model. Well, they're all pretty cool. So he's coming in over this way, and I think he has a movement of 3, so he's just going to go 1, 2, 3 as well. Cleona's next. She's going to be taking a thrice blessed mace strike into that banner bear. D12. It is a crit. That's 3 damage, which is enough to kill him. I'll leave that there and get rid of it later on. Next, Cleona's going to use that 2 to move down here like so. Actually, I want to come over here like so. Move there like so. And then she's going to use a 6 to do Staff of Celestial Devastation. So this action can only be made once per turn. 1 hostile visible to this hero, and roll the red die. If the roll is successful, hostile and any other hostile in the same space suffer 2 damage. Then roll a blue die for each hostile and hero adjacent to it. So that's basically everybody over here. And then if the roll is successful, they take a damage. So let's see what happens there. So it's against this Blood Rat. Is it successful? It is successful. So it suffers 2 damage, which is really good. And then I got to roll for everybody else to see what happens to them. Okay, let's just do Helgrum. Nothing. Gorslav, he takes point of damage as well. It's something. Get some damage on these guys before they can get to me. Let's do the rat group up there. Takes a point of damage as well. And then I guess Yeltsin takes a point of damage as well. Not good, but it's okay. It will be okay. Gonna use that last 3 from her, doing a thrice blessed mace onto that one rat there. Let's see what I get. It's a crit, and that is enough to kill that rat and take that out as well. I'm gonna next. Actually, I'm not gonna do anything else with her. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save those points for Brutog. Last activation for this turn is Brutog. He's gonna do a search, and so I'll draw one of the discovery cards. So Liquid Courage, a hero. The effects of this renewed liquor are temporary but potent, leaving the user with a terrible headache and temporary memory loss. Hero with this treasure card can use it at any time during the activation. When this treasure card is used, pick this hero, one hero adjacent to this hero. That hero gains 1 inspiration point and becomes stunned. Then discard this card. Using both these destiny dice now to do a move actions, 1, 2, 3, then run action, 1, 2, 3. Like so, and then it's time to smash some face with Brutog, the Corpse Eater. Using the 2 for a Gut Gouger, which is 2d8. Let's see what happens. I just need to do 1 point of damage to the rat. That is a point of damage right there, 1/3, so that rat is dead. Oh, I also forgot to roll for inspiration for Cleona, so let's do that right now. She killed those 2 models. She does not gain inspiration point. Gonna use another 3 off his card now to take a move action. Come over here and gonna be doing using the last 3 on his card to do a Gut Gouger into Gorslav. So it's 2d8. Let's see what I get. It is a crit. That is 3 damage onto Gorslav, and Gorslav has no means of negating that or reducing it, so he takes another 3 points of damage. Event roll at the end of the round, event phase, let's see what happens. It is a 5, so a crisis. Resolve 1 crisis from your journey. It is still daytime, so let's see what happens with that crisis. So we go to the crisis chart here. You roll a d12 basically for the hunt crisis chart. It tells you a page as well as a section or entry number. So let's see what that d12 gets us. A 6, so 28 and a 6. So page 28 and article or entry 6. So here it is. Thieving Dire Ghoul. A mischievous Dire Ghoul flits from the shadows and steals a valuable item from one of the hero's belts. After stashing it in a small chest, it flaps its wings and begins to escape. The hero must either abandon the valuable or give chase. When resolving this crisis, skip step 5, 6, and 7. Instead, unpause the game and follow the instructions below. Alright, so what happens is place a dire goyle model nearest to the empty space to the acting hero. If the acting hero has any unused treasure cards, one of them chosen by the leader cannot be used or discarded until the dire goyle is slain, and after which the crisis ends. Place the second dire goyle model on top of that card to remind you. If the acting hero has no treasure cards, an item significant personal value is taken. The acting hero cannot gain or spend inspiration points while the dire goyle is on the battlefield. Place the second dire goyle model on top of the hero's character's card to remind you. The dire goyle is treated as a small hostile with a wounds value of 1, and then the dire goyle's capering makes it annoying and difficult to land a blow. Roll the quest dice each time it suffers damage. On a 4+, the damage is ignored. After the hostile group 1 activates, remove the dire goyle from the battlefield and place it in an empty space 3 spaces closer to the nearest lich gate. If the dire goyle is placed in a space adjacent to a lich gate, it is removed from the battlefield and escapes. If the Diregoyle escapes crisis ends and the acting hero must discard the treasure card with the Diregoyle model on it. If they cannot, they must discard all their inspiration points. If they cannot discard any inspiration points, the hero is cursed and fatigued. If they are inspired, turn their character card over to the Path of Glory. If this crisis occurs and I already have the Diregoyle on the board, reroll it, but I don't. So I don't have nobody's the active character for the crisis. So I'm gonna put it on, let's put it on, let's put it right here. And I'll put it right beside Cleona, because she actually has a piece. I know it's making it a little bit harder for me, but she actually has a magic item. It is painted up, I just haven't done the base yet, so I apologize. Didn't expect to get it this turn. But he is placed there, right beside. Moving the Night Tracker one more step. And then rolling for Destiny. Let's see what I get there. So everything blocks out. That's 3 5s and 2 3s. I got no Destiny to pull from. Let's see where our activation pool goes. So we got Group 2, which is Watch Captain Helgrum. Group 3, which is Gorslav. This isn't good. Group 3, or sorry, Jelson, and then we got that's Glario, and then we got Cleona, followed by Group 1, then by Brutog, and then by Group 4. Do I want to Gambit? Oh, I forgot to roll for everybody too, actually. Let's roll Brutog. Brutog's gonna have some fun. 1, 2, and a 6, and a 4. Too bad those 5s weren't there. Would have been handy. Galario, his 3 dice. 6, 5, and 3. I'll take it. I'll take it. Jelson. Jelson's dropping things. So 6, 2, and 3. That's not bad. The 6 in there is good. Get some work done, hopefully. And then we have Cleona down here for the last activation roll. She's ready to rock. She's like, you little demon-like creature are going down with a 4, 5, and 2 6s. We'll see if I want to Gambit, though. Starting off with Hostile Group 2, which is Watch Captain Helgrum. Where is my D12? I am... Oh, it's all the way across the table. Here we go. Let's see what he does. He rolls a 10, which is a Unleashed Might. The hostile makes an advance action, increase the damage value of his cursed weapons by 2+2 until the end of the turn. He can't advance any closer, and I don't know if 1, 2, 3 is gonna help him at all. But because you want to advance closest, but he can't get there at this point in time because he can't go through through Brutog. So he's going to go around and end his movement over there like so. Gorslav's next. Let's see what he does. He's doing an 8, which is Call the Gravekeeper. This hostile and all Deadwalker zombies on the battlefield advance. So there's no other zombies on the battlefield. He's going to just attack into Brutog there. Here we go. 2d8. Let's see what happens. Nothing to Brutog whatsoever. Up next is Jelson. He's going to spend his 2 here to do a Ardent Blade into the Diregoyle over there. He does hit, and then on a 4+, it is ignored. So it is not ignored, and that does kill the Diregoyle, which allows Cleona to use the potion again that she has. Next, I'm going to use this 6 to do a Judgment into Gorslav because he's standing at the doorway. I can see him. Let's see what I get there. I get nothing. Nothing whatsoever. And then I have a 3, but I don't think I can do much with that. So I'm just going to reduce it just in case something or somebody comes down. So basically a reactionary die. Glario's up next, and he is going to... Actually, before I end Jelson, he's just going to do a recuperation action. I don't know why I wouldn't do that. So his vitality is a d6, and he does not get rid of it. So then we'll go into Glario. He's going to do a duelist action, I think. Yeah, duelist action to run. correction, he's just going to do a run action first off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he's going to do a duelist action, I think. Another run action, so 1, and then 2, I guess right there is fine with me. And then he's going to do one of his shots. I think it's going to be the Noblesse. Here we go with the Noblesse. Let's see what we get. We do get 2 crits, which only equates to 1. Helgrum cannot lower the damage anyhow, so he takes 3 points of damage from that. And then also he'll spend his last die to do a secondary Noblesse. Why not? I can do it twice a turn now due to fast shot. It is a crit, which does another 3 damage to Helgrum. Gonna start off with Cleona. She's going to spend that to do a Heaven's Bolt Stiletto into Gorslav, because he is in the doorway. He can be seen. Let's see if I hit. I do hit. He takes damage and is stunned next turn. I'm now curious if I want to continue to hit him or not. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to continue hitting him with another Heaven Bolt Stiletto. Let's see what happens there. That's another point of damage, but it actually becomes 2 due to the fact that he is already stunned and can't be stunned again. So I'm going to do it again. Let's see what I get there. Nothing. He's sitting on 7 damage. I cannot take him out at this point. But I think Brutog can. We might as well just do it one more time. Let's see. Nothing. Nope. Alright. Hostile Group 1 is next up. We don't know what that is, but we sure will find out. And it is an Ulfenkarn. So we'll do the banner, the captain, and another. And they'll be coming in from over here, so we'll start with the officer. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just go 1, 2, 3, I guess up there as well. And then really doesn't matter, so 1, 2, and 3 there. Brutog's time for some fun. He's gonna go into Gorslav here and try to wreck some face. I'm gonna spend my 6 here to do a tenderizing blow into Gorslav, so it becomes 3/5 damage, and I get to re-roll failed attack rolls with my Marrow Masher. With my Marrow Masher. So here we go. That's cocked. So let's see what happens there. So that is a 3/5 hit with my Marrow Masher. So that is 3 damage into Gorslav, which kills him. Also means that Brutog will automatically gain an inspiration point and inspire. So he has a 1, 2, and 4 for his card. And let's see what the other side gets him. Brutog's going to take his move action now and just move forward. So 1, 2, 3 to get into contact with Helgrum. And then he's going to do a Gut Gouger. So it's now D12 and D8. Let's see what he gets. And damage is 2, 3. It is a crit, so that is 3 damage going to Helgrum, which puts him at 9. So that is another dead captain. And that gives us up to 7 victory points now. We're not that far away. And the Helgrum is gone as well. So next action and final action is going to be a 4, which is a run. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces going there like so. We get to see what group number 4 is. It's 3 Bat Swarms. And the Bat Swarms will be coming in from over here. They get movement 5, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the same thing. And they're on small bases, so they can come over here. So I'll go 4, 5, like so. And that brings us to the end of the round. So let's see what the event is for this one. It is a 7, which is the... oops, wrong one. That is our time grows short yet again, so night descends that much faster. Journey phase, we're moving this up yet again. I'm only 3 away from getting the 10 that I need to complete this hunt. Then I can call the airship is the hope. Destiny phase. Let's see what destiny dice I get. The 3s go away, but the 1, 2, and 5, they stick around. 1 and the 3s go over here, and then I gotta roll for everybody else. So let's do Brutog. He has his 4 dice. Oh, he's loving it. 6, 6, 5, and a 1. He will be running and chomping on some flesh very soon. Galerio, 1, 5, and 6, so that's actually a half decent roll. He can definitely play with those 3 dice. Yeltsin, even he's laughing with a 6, 4, and a 1. And then we got Cleona as well. She does have a healing potion, but I have not used it yet. So she's meh. She's tired, as other people would say. Yeah, she's not so worried and or concerned about dealing with anybody with a 1, 2, 3, 3. I'm not going to use Cleona's ability. I'm just going to throw my luck in the wind and see what happens. So we got group 1, group 4, group 2. Oh, this is not good. All the hostiles acting before me. Oh, there is Cleona going 4th in line after group 2. And then we got Yeltsin. And then we got Brutog, and then Glario, and last but not least, group 3. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not going to do any gambits, and yeah, we'll see who is going to go where. I'm going to correct these guys as well, because these guys technically should be over here. So you should have 2 of these guys here, and 1 of these guys here, because they are the closest enemy models there. Or, well, in my case, my closest models. Ulfen Watcher up first. Let's see what they do. They get a 12, which is Danse Macabre. Each acting hostile makes a move action, then makes a charge action. Oh, they're going to get on somebody. So clearly Brutog is the closest, so they're going to be going after him. Banner Bear is going first. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3, and he's going to attack into Brutog with his double d6 rolls, and we'll see what he gets. Nothing, and then re-rolling those. It's a crit, which is 2 damage. Brutog does have defense red. That's cocked, even though it would have been good. Crit for me, so he blocks all damage, takes nothing from that. The officer goes next, so 1, 2, 3, come down here, do the exact same thing, 2d6, failed roll here, gets to reroll that, so it's a crit, so 2 damage going to Brutog. Brutog takes it and loves it with that roll. And then lastly but not least, this last Ulfen Watch will jump over and try to get in onto Brutog as well. Let's see what he gets. Fails on both. And fails on both, so nothing from that. That is the Ulfen Watch, not doing much. Bat Swarms are up next. Let's do the Blood Bat over here. He will come jump up this way. So just go 1, 2. Oh, sorry, I forgot to roll, see what they do, actually. Hold on. 3 is a advance. So they just get 1 move action. 5, and then attack. So the... What is the big rat called, or bat? Either way, let's see what they do. Here we go with the d6 roll for the Dire Bat into Brutog. Does a crit, which is only 2 damage, but it could be something significant. I need a red die here for Brutog. See if he can take it. He does not block any of it. He'll take 2 damage, drop that 1, and put a grievous wound on there, like so. Next Dire Bat is doing the exact same thing, just coming over here in with them, and then is going to try to attack Brutog as well. Does nothing, and then the last one is just going to do an advance, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and can strike into Cleona there, so let's see what happens to that. It is a crit. Cleona has defense of d6, the white dice, blocks 1, so it just becomes a regular wound instead of a grievous wound. She can take it. Hostile group 2 next. Let's see what that is. Another bat swarm coming in. They're going to be coming in from the far side over there. And so we'll just deploy them and show you where they go. And the dire bats go right there, like so, in the middle of that tile. So. That means it's Cleona's go. She's gonna blast some stuff. So she has a thrice blessed mace that she's gonna try to take into that bat swarm. She gets a hit, which is only 1 point of damage. And then the bat swarm have their flying horrors, or sorry, hard to hit. On a 10 plus, reduce the damage by 2 to a minimum of 1. So 10 plus. Yeah, so it's 1 damage no matter what, I guess. I didn't really need to roll. So that's 1 damage out of the 3 that they have. And then she's going to do it again. And let's see if I can do a little bit more. So that's a crit. That's 3 damage. Yeah. So no matter what, it's going to be dead. That bat swarm there. So bat swarm gone. She's going to do a Heaven Sent, or Heaven's Bolt, a Stiletto, into the dire bat here because she is adjacent to that doorway. It is a D8, the blue dice. She does hit. It's going to reduce it down to 1 no matter what, so it's just going to take 1 point of damage onto that dire bat over there. Does she get a inspiration point? 2 or less? No, she does not. Yelson is up next, and he's going to spend 1 to move, so he's going to come 1, 2, stop right there, and then he's going to do a Ardent Blade into the dire bat over there, the one that's injured, the champion. Cocked. So let's try that again. 1 damage. Or 1 success, which causes 2 damage. Let's see if on a 10 plus it's reduced. It is reduced down to 1, so there's now 2 damage onto that. And because it is blood gorged, it is not dead, which means he'll have to do his firewood stakes. See if that's a success, which it isn't. So he'll do another judgment this time. He can't do judgment, so it's going to be because it's ranged. So Ardent Blade instead. It is a hit, and it's going to kill him no matter what. So that is a champion dead. And then he gains an inspiration point from that. So he's at 2 inspiration points. And then his activation is done. So let's see if he gains another one. So on a 3 or less. Let's see what happens. No. So he's sitting at 2 inspiration points. Brutog's next, and Brutog is going to hopefully rip into some people over here. He has... What does he have? Let me see. He's going to do a Tenderizer, I guess. A Tenderizer on the dire bat from the bat swarms over there. Yeah, the dire bat from the bat swarms. Actually, no, he's going to do a Tenderizer onto... Yeah. Onto the Ulfenwatch officer, actually. So it is a Marrow-Masher, re-rolling. It's a crit, so it's going to be dead anyways with the officer there. So that's 1 guy dead. I have a couple of 6s here, so I can't do that again. But I'll do a Gut Gouger into the... dire bat to try to get that guy out. So I should be up 2 because I killed 2 guys. So I just need to kill this one last, the dire bat from this bat swarm, which I will be doing with that because that will do 3 wounds unless he negates it on a 10 plus, which he does not. So that is another bat swarm done, like so, and that gets me up to my 10. So now it's just time to escape and run away from all these hostiles. Well, he'll use his last 6 to try to do another Gut Gouger up against the Bannerman at this point. Try to take him out, which he does as well, so that is going to be a ton of inspiration points, I think, probably for him. That's all his activations this turn, so that is 11, so that is not another inspiration point for a Brutog. Actually, he doesn't get that anymore. Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. But he wouldn't get the Path to Glory bonus, so, but that's okay. Up next is Glario. He's going to take a move action using his 1. He's just going to come up here like so we can see both of those, the Bat Swarm and the Ulfenwatch. He's going to use the Noble East twice, so the first one will be on the Bat Swarm. Let's see what happens. That will be a crit, which is 3 damage. Can it reduce it? That's cocked. He can, so it'll only be, I think it reduces it to 1 damage. Yeah, suffered by 2, so he takes it to 1 damage. So I'll just try to take out that bat and do that again. Which he does, and it's automatically dead, because even if he does reduce it, it will take it down to 1. So that's that. Lastly but not least, group 3. Let's see what that is for the hostile groups. It's going to be another group of corpse rats. Alright, so we have a tie between this spot and that spot over there for bringing people in. So I'm going to go over here just to make it a little bit easier for myself to get through. And so these guys are going to advance, and then I'll just place them. And they've advanced there like so. The event time, let's see what happens during the event phase. It is a 1, so Destiny denied. I do not get a Destiny roll. That sucks. Journey phase, here we go, moving that up. I don't get my Destiny dice, so I think I forgot to use my Destiny dice last turn, but that's okay. Things happen, and then we get to see who activates and where. So we got group 2, which is the Bat Swarms. Then we have Galerio, which is cool. And then we have Cleona, followed by group 3, which is the Corpse Rats. And then Brutog, and then group 1, which is the Ulfen Watch. They should be dead by that point in time. Group 4, which we don't know what they are, and then Yeltsin at the very last. So, yeah, I think we're going to go into the Bat Swarms. Bat Swarms, let's see what they do. They get a 4, which is just a charge. So they're going to go, this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, all the way over here. And the other guy's going to go there. So let's do the first attack onto Jelson. Does a crit. His defense is a 8. Don't block any, so that's a Grievous. So that will technically go up to a Grievous wound, and then he's going to get another one. I forgot to roll dice. Oh my gosh. So let's just do Jelson's right now. So that one's going to be gone. He'll have a 4 and a 2. Brutog has 3, and he gets 3s across the board. This is not a round to not have 1 and 2 and a 6 for Galerio. It's not a round to not have Destiny dice, and then I got 3 for Cleona as well. 3, 3, 5, so she's all right. I might need to start healing some people. But yeah, second Bat Swarm attack into Yeltsin does nothing, so that's okay. Gonna be doing a duelist action with Galerio. He's gonna move, actually. Yeah, it's gonna be a duelist action, so he's gonna move. So he's gonna go, I can't actually. No, he can't do that. He's just gonna do Noblesse into shooting into that Ulfen Watch over there, which is a D8 and a D12. That is 3 points of damage. Let's see if it is, it's not ignored, it's just dead, like so. Then he's going to do a move action, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3 over here with his 1, and then with his 2 he's going to try to slash into that bat there with his Geist Sever, which is 2d8. That's 2 damage. Does the bat save any on a 10 or less? No, so that bat is dead as well. And then I would roll for his inspiration, see if he gets any, which he does not with a roll of a 7. Cleona's next. She is going to do a... let's do a Heaven's Bolt Stiletto into that rat there. It is only a D8. Do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to move with her. So she's going to go 1, 2, stop there because of the Bat Swarm. Then I'm going to do a Thrice Blessed Mace. So let's see what happens there. That's into the Bat Swarm, so nothing. And then do it a second time, I guess, into the Bat Swarm. That is 1, and it only does 1 point of damage, so that Bat Swarm takes 1 point of damage and is still alive. Boo. I will give, or use, I should say, my Potion of Coagulated Vitality. When this is used, roll a d12 for each wound, or grievous wound on this hero's character card. Oh, sorry, I should give it to Jelson. That's who I want to use it, is Jelson, so we'll see what happens. Corpse Rats are up next. Group 3, they are going to do a what? It's like we're running away now, trying to get out of here. So they're 9. So they're going to advance, and then they'll just be coming over here and then attacking into Jelson. That's a crit. So let's see what I can get. I blocked the damage though, which is really good. And then the next one will come up here like so. So it just goes up, and then the last one will also go up. And then that second one attacking Jelson does 1, but he blocks it. So he's laughing. He's laughing. We'll go to Brutog next. Brutog's taking a run action. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right over here, he's going to attack into the bats with his Gut Gouger. D8, D12. Does enough to kill it, because even if he ignores it, only goes down to 1. So that will come over here as well. Let's see what Group 1 is after killing off all those Ulfen Watch. It is going to be a Vikos Bloodborne, coming in from this side all the way over there. Ending his movement like so, chasing our heroes as they are about to call the retreat and get out of here. Group 4 is... Hostile Group 4 is going to be 3 Deadwalker zombies, also coming in from that. And they are there like so. Yelson's going to roll a red die for each of these grievous wounds. They, on a success, they are removed from his card. So let's do the grievous wound first. Not a success. The next wound is a success. So he has 1. We have Yelson up next. He has a 2 and a 4 in his for activation dice here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with a Ardent Blade into that rat swarm right there. Let's see what happens. Does get a hit on it. The hit does 2 damage. I think the rat swarms are, or corpse rats, are 3 wounds, so I'm going to need to do my firewood stakes, which gets nothing. So it's going to be 2 wounds on to that rat swarm there. Then for his second action, all he's going to do, he's going to make a run action and basically run up the board. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right there like so, because we're going to call for our escape over there very soon, hopefully next turn, if we can get out of there, because night's going to be descending. So the Shades of Night, yes, descend the Shades of Night. Here we go with the event phase. Let's see what event table says for us today. It is a 12, so Destiny fulfilled. After the Destiny die is rolled, move all discard Destiny dice to the available Destiny pool. So all my dice will be available. That's really good. Going into the journey phase, we're stepping the daylight tracker or the night tracker, I guess. Can't even remember what it's called. Up 1 step, we're 1 step away from night. Then we go into the Destiny phase. Let's see what we get. We got everything. So 4s and 5 and a 6 and a 1. So that's not bad. That will help us get out of there. And then we'll start rolling for some activation dice for everybody next. Brutog, let's see what he gets. He gets a 4, 5, 6. That's a half decent roll. He does have a grievous wound on him. Still, everybody has at least a wound or grievous wound. Galerio, 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess between the 2 of them, they have that straight. Then we have Yelson, Darok, 1, 2, 3 again. It's enough to get me moving. That's the big thing. But I don't know if I can call the airship down for my escape. 1, 2, 3 yet again. So it looks like Brutog might be the only one, I think, off the top of my head. I'll have to double check the values for calling the airship in my escape. But yeah, I think he's the only one that's going to be able to do it with that 4, 5, 6 roll over there. I guess technically anybody could use the Destiny dice and do it though. And let's see what happens during the initiative step of the initiative phase. So we have Cleona going first. That's really handy. Followed by Hostile Group 4, then Hostile Group 3, then Hostile Group 1, and then we have, that is Clario, and then we have Brutog, Yeltsin, and then group number 2. So we should hopefully be able to survive this to get somebody over to that closed gateway and summon the extraction point, because we want the adamant to come pick us up and bring us to safety. So we'll do Cleona first. Cleona's gonna do a move action with her 1, so that gets her to move 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. Then she's gonna do a run action, another move action, I think. So it's just 1, 2, 3, and then her run action with her 3 gets her to the doorway, and then she'll summon the extraction point with the 4, and then just move into it with the 1 as well. So that way that will open it up for everybody else. So the extraction point, you bring it down, flip the door open, and then place it like so. And then she's just going to move back here like that. That way other people can come up and get in it hopefully next after all these hostile activations. Hostile group 4 is next, which is the 3 Deadwalker zombies. Let's roll. Where is that D12? It's all the way over on the other side of the board. So we'll roll to see what they get on their behavior roll. They're getting an 8, which is a charge action. I think the charge action for them, they will probably just end up going like this. It'll go 1, 2, then 1, 2 over here, and then it'll go 1, 2, then he'll come here, and then this one here will just have to stop there because he can't stop on the Virkos Bloodborne. And then that is them. They don't get a attack because they don't have any range actions or anything else. So we will do the corpse rats next. Corpse rats are next. Let's see what they get. They get a 5, which is Sewer Swarm. Remove all wound counters from all acting hostiles. Then each acting hostile makes an advanced action. So they are gone. And then he's going to go over here. And then this one's going to go here, and that one will go there, like so. We'll do the attack from that one, and then the next one into Brutog as well. Here we go with the attack roll on to Brutog. It's 1 success there, or a regular success, which Brutog will block because it only does 1 point of damage. The second one then also will be attacking Brutog. It gets nothing, and so we don't even need to worry about it, but yeah. So Brutog is fine from those corpse rats. That leaves the Virkos Bloodborne going next. Here we go. Oops, wrong D12. D12 behavior roll for the Virkos Bloodborne. It's a 7, which is just a charge action. So he has movement 5. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, become adjacent to Glario there, and then make a charge action. So, yeah. He is, and basically they have a special rule, which is when picking a target for a weapon action made by this hostile, the leader must pick a hero that has 1 or more wounds or grievous wound counters on their card, and Glario does, so that works. It does nothing on his attack roll, and so I don't even need to roll my defense. So then everybody else is just going to hightail it out of there. So the order is going to be Glario, Brutog, Yeltsin, and they're just going to start running. So Glario's going to do a move action, so that's 1, 2, 3, followed by another move action, 1, 2, 3, and then a run action to get up there. 1, 2, 3, let's go 4, like so. Brutog's doing 3 run actions, so he'll be moving a total of 12 spaces, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's go 4, I guess. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, he could go 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he'll just end right back there. And then obviously Yeltsin will do the same, and he'll just come up here, making a run action, and they will be extracting. I do then go into hostile group 2, and they're not going to be doing anything. It's 3 Deadwalker zombies. They'll be coming on from over here in this Lich Gate because it's the furthest one away. And these guys will be extracting to safety, so we'll see what happens to them on the way out, because nothing is ever easy. So during the event phase, you have to check to see if all the heroes are dead or out of action, or if if every hero that is not dead or out of action is in the extraction zone, the journey ends, which these guys are. And then basically you would go over to the Journey's End event or section, and you're going to go through this. So determine success. To determine the success, whether or not the heroes are successful in the journey, consult the victory conditions. I do have 10 victory points from killing all the champions that I killed throughout this scenario, so I definitely am successful with that one. Yeah, so it's definitely a success. Up next, we have Resolve Extraction event. So the leader rolls a quest dice, looks up the result on the extraction event table. Add one if the heroes were successful in the journey, which they were. Add another one if the Nightfall token was in the daytime still, which it was. It was one space away from the nighttime. So we'll get +2 to our roll. Here we go, let's see what the roll is. So that is +2, so that is a 10. Adds 2 is 12, so the Adamant picks up an opportunistic merchant willing to trade a few precious shards of Realmstone for a fair price. Each hero can discard any treasure cards that they have. For each treasure card discarded this way, that hero gains a Realmstone card of a value of 1 if there is one available. If there is not one available, there is no effect. I do want to trade. I think Brutog, he has his Liquid Courage. I think, or it's Liquor of Courage or something like that. So I probably will end up trading that for Realmstone, because Realmstone you can use to upgrade yourself as well as your weapons and such. So that's what I think I'm going to do. Up next, we determine survival. So basically, if you had any heroes that were taken out of action during this the journey, you would roll a die, and you would subtract 1 for your, is it each ailment that they have? Yeah, so subtract 1 from the roll if the hero has an ailment. So you may get a -1 if you have an ailment, and then on a roll of 1 or less, the taken out of action character, or the character that is out of action, has died. You put his card with I think they call it a Mortis card, into a bag, and that shows that you can't use that character again. You remove tokens and counters, so you get rid of all the ailments, inspiration point counters, as well as wound counters, grievous wound counters from each of the surviving characters. And then you return the character card to the Path of Glory side. And then you can keep any treasure or empowerment cards that they have. You can also freely trade Realmstone cards, treasure cards, and carried items at this point. So I have I was going to trade the Liquid Courage treasure card that I have, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it, actually. I'm going to give it to Cleona, just because I think she could use it. Yeah. Cleona. That's who I'm going to give it to, because it will help her get some inspiration rolls and stuff like that. I find she's a little bit harder to inspire, because then you have to sacrifice dice to do it. Resolve consequences. So the consequence for the hunt is you are dropping one thing by 1, I think. So let me see. I'm going to find it here. So consequences is each hero gains experience, additional shrink influence by 2, but you increase fear by 1. So I'll take the 5 token away for fear, and I'll put a 6 token away on there on the quest card, or the card with all this different villains that you have to kill and everything, and then I'll shrink the influence down by 2. And then everybody else will also gain a novice token as well, because they gain experience. How you gain experience and level up in this is after each scenario that you gain experience. You first get a novice token. You start at level 0, and you get a novice token after the first scenario. Then you get a veteran's token after the second scenario, and then you level up the third time after the third scenario that you play with them and gain experience. And then from there, what will happen is you can gain traits based off your class. which will have like an associated level, and you just move it up and you get each of those traits as you go on. And then you can spend realm stone on empowerments. And this is why I didn't trade the liquid courage. I decided not to, is because I would only have one realm stone, and I don't think there's anything that actually can help me with the realm stone, or that I can buy with only one realm stone. So it would just be wasted at the end, because the price of resistance special rule, which basically any realm stone that you don't spend is dedicated to the adamant, so that way it's for its payment for services and to keep it in good repair and afloat. Then you go into pick a new journey, which we are not going to do. We're going to call it right there for today's battle report for Cursed City. We'll come back with the after action report and some quick little thoughts from myself. All right, guys, here we are, the after action report. You just saw the match or the mission, the journey, hunt journey specifically, where we went into the Forsaken Crypts. With Yeltsin and Galerio and Brutog and Cleona, and they were taking down some bad guys all throughout this. So yeah, my first thoughts with this, seeing as how this is first time playing it, the hunt scenario, like, it's fun, but then it just drags. It's just like waves upon waves of monsters sort of coming at you, and if you don't get the right draws, you know, right off the bat, then it's just like you just got to continue going around killing everything. Now, I did make some mistakes, most likely in our game, and I did forget to search a couple of mysterious objects, which might have gave me some extra stuff. I'll try to remember that for next time. But this is just one style of journey, so it's the basic one where you just go around killing things, and so I was hoping for a little bit more in-depth, but like I said, it is your basic one, so what do you expect? I will do it again, that is for sure, as I continue to play this journey, because it sort of looks like, when you're looking at the different journeys, like the Scavenge and what's the other one? Deliverance journey. It almost like you have to sort of play between all three of them to sort of help balance everything out. Maybe not so much the Scavenge one, which is where you go around looking for better items and stuff like that in the city, but definitely the Deliverance and the Hunt seem to flip back and forth to help mitigate that the loss of fear, or the gain of fear and influence that Radukar has over Ulfenkarn. So yeah, it's definitely going to be played again. I just felt maybe it was just due to the draws that I had. It just seemed sort of like it dragged. It was the first time as well that I was playing it, so maybe because I'm not the best with the rules and I was constantly checking things to be on the safe side, which I still probably made a ton of mistakes, it just felt like it dragged on a little bit. But yeah, either way, I'm gonna probably do I'm gonna do a Scavenge mission next, which will increase my fear and my influence. But it will hopefully give me a bunch of cool items to give my heroes and upgrade them with, and then have some fun. After that, I'll come back for the third one, and I'll probably do the Deliverance, which is the one with the suffocating Gravetide. So yeah, but that's the general gist that I have with where I'm taking these the heroes. I'm going to do the Scavenge next, get them better gear. If they survive and I do well, they should have a second experience and make them veterans for level 0. And then if they survive the third mission, the Deliverance one, where they go and try to help the city and stuff like that, or the people of the city, then they should hopefully level up at that point in time. Yeah, so that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm doing. My opinion, like I said, the hunt dragged on a little bit, at least in this one, or at least it felt like to me. But I still had fun overall. Like, I wouldn't say that it's a terrible game by any means. I just was hoping that it would be a little bit quicker. And again, that could just because I was checking the rules constantly and stuff like that in between things. But yeah, I guess the more I play, the quicker it will get as well. So anyhow, hopefully you guys liked it. A big shout out to Torchlight Games and Hobbies for helping me acquire this box. Definitely thank you to those guys for everything. If you haven't yet, you can check them out in the description of the video down below. Also, while you're there, you can check out our Patreon link, which all the support goes directly towards the channel. So we definitely appreciate any support that you guys have given to both from our past Patreon members and present. A big thank you to you guys. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, ignite your hobby.